Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now on to Series 2, Match 2, whatever you want to call it. It is Monks versus Arctic Progressive. And Jam, this is, I'm just going to come out and say it, a bit of an awkward game. We've got Arctic, who are a very strong team, versus Monk, who haven't been able really to get together a team that aren't so mechanically strong, but are very, very good with their team plays. And unfortunately, this week, they're bringing in their sub, a very good sub, don't get me wrong. Sabo Muffin's now, named Muffin Monk. Well deserved as well, because he has had to play already before. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Because this, on paper, is not looking good, I think, for the Monks.
I mean, this might be the one where we see our first sweep of the day. While I absolutely love the Monks, and they came this close to upset a couple of weeks ago against the Team Incredible, the Swiss Incredible Rebels, rather, that went to 3-2. And really, you pointed it out, team plays. While everything else might be slightly on the lower level, it's specifically how Monks look as a team. And now, yes, they're playing without their classic Monk, which of course would be Death Monk. Only Bad Monk and the Sad Monk are from the original squad. But they've obviously brought Sabo Muffins, and Sabo Muffin, I think, will be a pretty good pickup for them. You said he definitely has played with them before, so it wouldn't be too strange. I guess they've given them a robe, they've shaved his head. Now he is a full-on fledged monk. On the other side of the field, of Arctic Gaming. A couple of things make this pretty hard for Monk, including the fact that Arctic beat the unbeaten Swiss Incredible Rebels last week. That was the last team that was still going with a 3-0 scoreline, and yet the Arctic were the ones to defeat them. Bacon, do I have that wrong?
No, you're incredibly right. Arctic last week looked really, really strong. They're playing with their sub, who, funny enough, Yagi is joining us once again today. Beat down Swiss Incredible Rebels. They unfortunately couldn't play with RNZ or RNZ, whatever you want to say. Last week they had to sub in Neo Shara, a very good player, but Swiss Incredible Rebels just didn't seem to have any, team cohesion at all. They were just three players almost playing solos. The problem was, against them was Arctic, who even with a sub, looked to just be another day at the office for them, and they played a very, very good series. I think it's just going to be more of the same with Arctic. They seem to have Yagi, this sub, who can come in and just do his job as a sub, which is fill the role that he needs. Stroby and Milox are very, very competent and strong duo, and then Yagi just picks up the slack. We saw he was very good at the start as a defensive force for them, and then just sort of turned it around and became a bit more of an attacking force towards the end. Hence why the games got a little bit closer, but it was just more, Yagi wanted to be attacking more. He got a little bit, complacent back in defense. I think their biggest change is that Yagi's got to focus more on the defense,
I think it's helpful. You can have two players, and specifically for Arctic, this is Stroby and Milox, who have played the most games so far in the league. So put them on the offense, let them make those plays, and then just help them out. Be that third player, the anchor, not the one who drags their team down, but the ones who holds the whole thing together. And I think Yagi can be specifically that. For Arctic, really, if I had to pick one player, it would have to be Stroby. Obviously, he has that teamwork with Milox, but he's also currently leading the team in goals and assists per game. So he, at least stat-wise, should be that player that should be getting that sort of effort. And there's another word I'm looking for, but it'll come to me later on. On the other side of the field, out of all the Monks, and even considering the Muffin Monk is together today with them, I would choose Bad Monk. He is an all-around player. I think he contributes quite equally, both in offense and in defense for that team. So he is, if he doesn't perform, the whole team might sort of crumble in pieces.
Yeah, Bad Monk, a bit like you were saying about how Yagi needs to be the anchor player. Bad Monk is the anchor player for the Monks. He's the core, strong starting point for them, whether it be in defense or in attack. He's the one that's basically going to be connecting it all up. And I don't want to put pressure on the lad, but he is the one which pressure is always put on because he's the captain. Simple as that. So let's get on into the series. Monks in blue, and well, Arctic Gaming are going to be in the orange. There's no other place for them, really. It is still absolutely belting it down with rain here on DFH Stadium. So let's keep it nice and warm with some hot Rocket League action. in your area here on TCS eSports League. Let's get it going. And well, Arctic, that's a quick one for them. Only took 24 seconds.
Yagi doesn't sit on defense for this one. He just goes straight in. This one was Milak's pretty deep down. Yagi just wants to play it straight off the ground under the two defenders of Monk, who decided this will be going high. Nick will jump, but unfortunately both of them guessed absolutely wrong. Monk getting the start that they really have been dreading, but a great shot by Bad Monk, only barely not finding the net. First shot, almost the first shot I would say for them. We'll see what...
Melox can't get a connection. There is Bad Monk, but Stroby gapes it away. Melox trying his darndest, but he won't come out on top of that. Yagi, let's get it up high, and you can see all this pressure coming out from Monks. Unfortunately, keeps result with that ball in the corner. They can't find the net. They just don't have it in them yet, it seems. They've got to keep building up towards it. Bad Monk does flick up. Yagi gets up high. Stroby will be there first with a shot on target. Muffin does get that off to the side, but pressure continues. Melox with the redirect, but it is blocked away by Bad Monk.
I'm still looking for Monks to start the team plays. They specifically need to bring several players in this one, because individually, I feel like we won't see any flashy plays like the air dribbles, the ground dribbles, any sort of some sort of a solo effort. No, they need to bring the passes, and that's exactly where they shone, I think, previously. Right now, it's not clicking for them, and if you take that away from them, then seemingly the Monks, well, that might be the reason why they're currently at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe putting Muffin back in defense isn't the correct answer. Maybe just keep him downfield in their opponent's half here, Jam. Get those demos like that, and then whenever the clearance is made, he's downfield to get that cherry pick situation. And that is his only job. It could be the good answer here. Melox does keep that away, though, and you can see how close he's keeping that ball to him. He doesn't want to make it clear because he doesn't want to hand that ball off to his opponent's good bumping play, but Bad Monk does come out on top in the end.
Could this be an opportunity for Monk? They are giving those chances. Definitely Monk trying to start anything going. And Arctic Gaming seemingly almost inviting them to themselves. They see that maybe the threat isn't just yet there. That could be their downfall, really. You don't give a Monk any chances, because definitely they can jump on them, and those two games against the Whiffmasters that they got really are proof of that. So far, Arctic Gaming, despite being that team that you really want to succeed, right now having the slightly different result from what we were expecting them to have, they're not exactly killing the Monks. Right now, they're looking pretty alive, counter-attacking opportunity. Milox hiding out of the corner of the screen. Make sure the Arctic Gaming rather, are still still leading in this one. But it's still, I'm saying, Bacon, it doesn't feel like it's a complete and utter domination. Monks are getting their chances.
Yeah, Monks are definitely getting their chances, and Arctic are being very respectful of their opponent here. You'll notice they're always keeping that one player very far back in defense because they want to hold on to this 1-0 lead. They don't want any mistakes coming out. But Monk towards the center, Yagi does get a touch, and Sad Monk pinches it up into Melox up. Let's put it back into the mixer, and well, Muffin does very well to get that away. Sad going downfield in a dribble, but unfortunately, no assistance to help him. Bad Monk, I will say there, though, does get it off quite effectively with the pickup afterwards. We're just not really seeing any solid plays. Like you said, it's all just solo plays here, and it's not resulting in many opportunities or any, effective opportunities which could end in a goal.
Seemingly the Monks themselves are also respecting their opponent a lot, or they really aren't able to pick up the pace. They're starting their plays very slowly, and obviously the opponents can easily read them. And sometimes you just struggle to just get those right touches going, and they are forced to just throw it all the way out for themselves at the opponent or at the goal. Sometimes in a little bit of frustration, it almost seems. So maybe they need just a little bit of that warming up time. First game sometimes is a little bit of stumbling stone for any of the teams that they're not exactly ready to play just yet. Give us one moment. Right, we'll gather ourselves to get in the right mindset. Passing play finally coming out. This is what the Monk needs to do. A little bit high, but if they can hone this in, my God, the Arctic Gaming will be in heaps of trouble.
Yeah, you said earlier a little slow, and it is because they're trying to find the accuracy here. They are finding it now, but unfortunately a little too late. Jam, as that first game in this best of 5 is going in favor, of course, to Arctic. We just watched it. Yaki coming in with the only goal there. If you're a sub, getting the only goal in this series, that's got to be a bit uplifting for you, hasn't it?
He's feeling pretty proud of himself, but I'm not exactly sure if Arctic will be really feeling that proud. He has to win as a win, anyway it gets, but Arctic Gaming, they really should be expected to win with a bigger margin. Game number 2 is exactly where they can show that. Or it's time for Monks to... They've shown one little thing that they're capable of. They're not exactly Servette Gaming, who really stepped it up in one game and then completely demolished their opponents in the next game. No, for Monks, it's still be very tough. This is their slow opportunity again. They're so careful, making sure that they don't hit the ball too high, that just every single touch is so measured. And I mean, the Monks, I suppose, really peaceful, but they need to be more aggressive, that's for sure.
It's always quite interesting with League play because, frankly speaking, Monks are your backpack. You know, you always get the team that are at the back of the group. It's just how leagues work, you know? So every match against the Monks should be a win. But every match that Monks win or look like they could win, like we're seeing here today, is ever so exciting because it is just an upset for their opponents. Monks, let's see it happen. Let's see the Monks get their first win. I'm not biased at all. I just like a good tail, really, Jam, here. Is Bad Monk picks the ball up and wants to get that to the midfield. Stroby keeping it close to that wall. Sad Monk puts it up high. Melox, it's a little bit of a miss here. Stroby makes good of it and puts it to the backboard, but kept away from Sad Monk. He's going to take that the whole way of the field. Stroby doing very good, keeping it close to him. You can see this is their strategy to beat the Monks. They don't want clears at all. They've got to dribble it downfield. It has definitely worked for them in game number 1, and there's the first goal. Melox getting it in game number 2.
Field side flip, man, for a Monks defense. That was a simple shot to take. Not too strong, but bouncing off the ground, though. So that makes it just slightly tricky. Arctic Gaming just making sure that their goal finally, at least their shots are on target. That's what counts, and then the Monks can do whatever they want with them. Right now, still a lot of promise. At least, seemingly, the Monks on the other side of the field are getting ever so closer to the net of Arctic Gaming. But as always, it's just every single time that they play, they have so much promise in them. They're looking strong in many opportunities, but just seemingly never delivering. I'm just like you, Bacon, although I'm still holding on to a Monk win because that'll be something. Monks will be proud of that. Their opponents will obviously slightly miffed of the fact that, hey, we lost to Monks. Like the team at the bottom. God, what happened to us? That will be lingering for quite a while. Maybe not until the next week, but definitely will sting later on.
Gotta remember as well, guys, this is a double round robin. So, if you lose here, you have to go up against them once again. And well, Monks, could you imagine losing to them the second time, though? You'd just be fired up to beat them. So, can Monks do it? Can they start laying the path to themselves to go on a winning streak? They've got to be done with this losing streak. This is the Swiss scene after all, and anything can happen. I will say that any of these teams can beat each other on their day. Melox has had some good progression downfield. He just needs his teammates to pick it up, and unfortunately, Jam, they seem very content in the midfield. They just want these 1-goal wins.
Wouldn't be happening with this one. They might still be a 1-goal win later on. But Monk get their first on the board. Took them 8 minutes. But all Bad Monk needed was a perfect challenge on his wall. And bam, that shoots straight down the field. And where Arctic Gaming isn't. Lulled them in a little bit of sense of security, Monks. But Arctic Gaming get hit when they least expected it. And, you know, they've been getting pretty close. They kept a long while in the defense of Arctic Gaming Monk. That is, just hitting the ball back, stopping any of the challenges. And Arctic Gaming always in an awkward position, couldn't clear it properly either. So Sad Monk, maybe a little bit, just the Monks themselves. Perhaps a little bit of different tale for them. But that's a promise. That's a promise that we've been talking about. They have it in them. Like, it's deep in their hearts. They only need to trust in themselves. Ooh, that was a really good thrust. Just a handoff, one to the other. I rarely see that, and it almost worked for them.
Jam here just wants some sort of Disney movie to go on for the monks, and well, Arctic is seeming to be a good villain. Here's Yagi getting the second goal, of course, for Arctic.
I mean, Yagi is the perfect villain name as well. I mean, Yagi. Wow, how did Muffin and Sad didn't get on the end of that one? Because that was theirs to take. They just decided to be a little bit late to the occasion, I suppose. Yagi makes sure that the Arctic monks. Oh god, too many monks on the field, I suppose, the bacon. But they are keeping up ahead. It's still not their game. Just like the game number 1 wasn't Arctic, despite all these shots and everything. I don't think this is their game either. They might get a 3-0 over Monk, but that will be such a slow one. And seemingly Monks are just having that effect on their opponents. Really, they might lose one with a pretty big score, but then they get back in this one and pretty strong. You have to fight tooth and nail with the Monks just to get those wins.
Yeah, and that was super close there. Milot's going to be thanking his lucky stars as he gets it away. Muffin out to center. That's good for Sad. Sad dropping it. He wants Bad to finish it off, but no communication good enough between them. Stroby is blocked on out. Milox has to do massive work here. Gets it off for Stroby, and that's a great pickup. Dribble, pop, but Sad will intercept. Back to the middle. Milox on a dribble play of his own. Bad Monk does block it on out. Muffin coming forward. 50-50s going in his favor. Last 10 seconds, and well, the Monks need to find a goal. Back to the center. Muffin puts it up high. Sad Monk needs to do massive work with this one, but a great block from Yagi. Cuts it out, and it's looking like this is definitely still Arctic's. Nothing the Monks can do can amount in a goal. Sad Monk just not close enough there. Gets it up high towards the center. Stroby clearing it off away into the wall, into the corner. And Arctic take game number 2. The villains still in the lead, but hey, the heroes always come out on top. Do you think the Monks are the heroes today, or are they going to have to wait for next week, Jam?
Oh, every single week, I hope that the Monks will get their first victory. This is this is all in their hands, really. Next week, they're playing against Masters, so that's a perfect opportunity for them to get one against a team that's slightly lower in ranking. Although, actually, right now, Arctic and Masters both 2 apiece in the league. Monks seemingly like they definitely still have the right ideas. It's just that every single time they try to play challenge Arctic in some way or try to follow and just be a little bit of a shadow, their timing is a little bit off, their distance is a little bit off, and so those challenges, they can't continue their attack as fluidly as they would have hoped. Every single time they're mostly like running after the balls rather than going straight for them. And speaking of great spacing and great timing, look at what Arctic Gaming are doing to Monk straight in the open in 15 seconds. One to the other. Struby to Milok, back to Struby himself. Stroby. I mean, extra O's, extra A's, who cares?
Yeah, any extras, we'll take it, you know, it's all good here. So, 17 seconds, that's all it took for the first goal to come out, and it has been Arctic every single time. And like game number 2, here's a quick response, Jam. 24 seconds, and we've already had 2 goals.
Stroby made sure that does not go in, because in the middle field, Arctic Gaming made one of the worst mistakes ever. Or although they were sort of a victim of situation, they got stuck under an aerial and they had absolutely no opportunity to get there. No boost, because they have just challenged that ball midfield. This almost might count as a kickoff goal for Monk, and they did pretty well, making sure that they are ready to bring that one in. That one almost with a redirect off a pass. Wow, the Monks are coming in strong. Follow-ups, double taps, maybe not their forte just yet, but the double tap will be made for Bad Monk by Yagi. Is that the villain who makes a heel turn? Are we suddenly in wrestling territory as well? Oh my goodness. But it's Monks finally for the first time in the series with a lead.
Yep, and it's a good one. You gotta think though, with this much time remaining, 4 minutes and 15 seconds, that still allows Arctic to come back into it. We've been saying all along that Monks have not just got the little bit to take it over, and you look over their past games, there have been so many OTs for Monks. They have cut it so close. It may have been 3-0 series, but loads and loads of overtimes for them. They just need to find that little bit extra to take the win. I can just see it now, Jam. It's super close. We just... Woohoo!
I mean, this is getting
too close
not
along.
close at all. First of all, well done bringing Muffin on the field because he's looking like the older and the cooler brother of all the other monks. Right now, he's bringing a little bit of a fresh action into there, something individual as well. So I think that will help monks themselves. But also, he's not straying from actually playing as a team member. So as a result, monks and themselves are just looking stronger and stronger on the field. 3-1. That's what they were looking for. This could be theirs. Muffin with a hat trick now. Holy moly. This has been even so far. This now no longer even in any sense. Muffin has an eye for a goal and he's using it.
I think, Jam, if the monks can turn this around for a reverse sweep, we will allow Muffin to change his name from Muffin Monk to Muffin Master because he has been leading this squad. He is definitely the one to take it all, it seems.
What is it with the kickoff goals, Bacon? I swear that's a third one. If this something crazy is happening. Muffin Monks, definitely they don't sell them at Greg's. They sell them at Marks and Spencer's, I suppose. What's the fashionable store in UK, Bacon? You help me out here.
Something like Waitrose, you'd be thinking a proper posh one. You know, something only the finest can get. He's not a small muffin at all. He's a big boy. One triple chocolate, I think. That's the best way to describe it. Great little drop there, Yagi. Can't put it away. Pressure's still on, though, from Arctic. Ball into the center, and Muffin clears away. A big clear, but Yagi is back to stop it.
No, he was there. I wasn't expecting actually anyone from Arctic Gaming being in the deep, but they decided to play pretty deep. The game is not lost for them. This is only not even half point of the game. This bounce can go straight into the net, but Badmonk is there. Bam, bringing on the defenses and bringing the assist as well. He was the main assister for the Muffin and his wondrous 4 goals so far. So Monks, that's almost unlosable, their situation, and they might be finally getting another one under their belts because previously only 2 wins they've got was in that 5-game thriller that they got. Actually, again, during my week of tenure here, it's just everything goes back to that week number 3. That was for me the best week because that was the only week I've been here so far.
Yeah, not biased towards that week at all.
Not at all.
Jam. Well, Muffin looking for another. Can't beat Yagi. And of course, week number 3, Jam. We saw a 3-2 series. Sir versus Monk. Sir being a very strong side, you think. Same level here as Arctic, or so that's what I presume with my rankings. So, Monk, can you at least send us to game number 5? Keep this action just so close. Stroby up into the air. Can't get the best control of it, and he needs to start doing exactly that. 5-1 in favor to the Monks. You're a better man. You'd say this one is already done. But no, Arctic, they keep tapping on that door, but no one is answering. Muffin dropping that down, not for a teammate, but just to keep this pressure going. He wants to keep that ball as far away from his net as possible, and well, when it does reach the net, it's bad or sad to keep it away.
And Monks seemingly are absolutely content with keeping the ball mostly on their own half. No extra attacks, no risks taken. They're sure that they can defeat the attack of Arctic Gaming, even if they come at them just swinging. And it's good for them if they can test their defense a little bit, and they do no need to take any risk. That's a scoreline that is undefeatable. Right now, they actually even can style a little bit as Muffin. I think was going for a little bit of a ground pitch into the reverse. And right now, it's Arctic Gaming on the spot, having to forfeit all that defense, and bam, it's almost working. Still a little double tap as Badmonk slightly struggling in that regard, but hey, doesn't matter for him. Monks get only their 3rd win of the whole league so far, and that must come for something, especially when it comes to the 5-1. I've seen the scoreline opposite of that against the Monks, 1-5, and yet now it's the Monks who are coming strong, coming swinging. And Arctic Gaming, maybe they won't be in that position in the Bacon ratings at the end of this one. Monk, wow, what a turnaround!
A massive turnaround for Monk there, but Jam, Arctic already sitting on 2 wins in this series. They've already taken 2 games. Server goes down for maintenance. This is going to be rather quite interesting because, Jam, what we normally see when this happens, when there's a delayed break between games, is that those really, really far apart games, 5-1, for example, because we got it here, suddenly then becomes like an overtime game where a team like Arctic can take that break, talk it out between them, and near enough come up with a very, very close game.
Yeah, that's the perfect opportunity for them to just shake off everything about this game and say, okay, that was one little mistake. I mean, happens. Let's get back to this one again. We are starting this with a great position. Our opponents are still pretty darn nervous about the fact that we are on the match point. Not them, we are. So we're pretty good. We can even drop another one down. Let's not think about it just yet. But we are comfortable. We can play from a position of safety. Well, the opponents need to constantly push a little bit extra. And Monks, actually, I'm not actually expecting Monks to suddenly go extra. That's an interesting thing about it. They're the most, not exactly the peacefulest of the teams, but definitely they are taking everything slowly. Buddhist monks, I think they are. Definitely. And on the field, they're showing exactly that. So it could be a tricky one. I would agree with you usually, but seemingly the monks are not like you can't exactly throw them off. And maybe if they currently get on this path of enlightenment and winning games, who knows, they may turn the whole thing around.
Let's see. All of this time, monks have not been able to get a win in a series, and today it could turn around. Arctic currently sitting at 2-all. They don't want to be dropping into near enough the negative percentages. They don't want to be going below 50% win rate. Well, monks, they're sitting at 0. They want something above that, of course. Let's go. Game number 4 in this best of 5. 2-1 in favor to Arctic. Still on series point. And they will be for the rest of this series, of course. Monks, however, have still got to work for it. Stab Monk clearing it downfield. Chasing onto it. Here's a curvature of the wall. So dropping down, and Yagi does so well to get that away with the pass. Stroby down the middle, and there's Sad Monk to meet it. Muffin can't find that. Sad up and over 1 is on the charge, wants to get that to the middle, but Milos keeps it away. Muffin keeping his pressure going. It's Bad does get a bump, and there's Bad up and over. They need to get back in defense now. Yagi can't get that past Muffin. Monk, who has just basically been such a wrecking ball for this Monk side.
There's another one attempt from him, and the Sad Monk to get a back pass as well. Holy, you expect Monk to just bring those plays out of nowhere, and they are delivering. Right now, they're testing out the defense of Arctic Gaming, and while the Arctic Gaming have grown a little bit smarter about they're still pretty threatened by their opponent. Bam, Bacon. I'm excited so much. I'm even dropping out of this game and back again. I just want, again, not biased a single bit, but wow, I really want Monks to win.
Yeah, on paper, this series shouldn't have been as close as it has been. That's really just a credit to the Monks here. Muffin Monk bumping Stroby away, but Milox is there to pick it up, gets it past Bad. Sad Monk struggling to get under control, but Muffin is there. Good call off, and Muffin gets the 50-50. Lingering towards the backboard. No one going to come in from the Monks to pick it up. Halfway into this game, and Jam, somehow we haven't seen a goal just yet. Nearly. Milox gets it to the corner. This is so tense. Stroby jumps across, gets it away. Just whenever I think I can pass it over to you so that you can do your analysis, the Monks put another attack on.
What is this Monk side? This is complete turnaround. This is not how we've seen them previously. They are the ones pressuring the Arctic Gaming. Arctic Gaming just barely swatting the attacks down. I think it mostly comes down to the fact that the Monks, oh my goodness, you start praising them and they immediately concede. My bad, Monks, really my bad, but also a little bit of your bad as well. Muffin and Bad Monk take Sad Monk rather, Sad Monk, yeah, Bad Monk, Sad Monk, from a distance they all look the same, but they take each other out, and then only the Bad is left in the net. No challenge from Sad either. He had a player right in front of him and could have bumped him, could have demolished, but again, just do no harm, seemingly, is the motto for the Monks. They do not want to take any extra moves, seemingly. So I think on that one, they made a slightly wrong decision. And right now, the nerves might come in because the timer has ticked down pretty low. By this point, 3 minutes are already gone. And now the Monks, not really comfortable in this situation. Bam! Trying to start a quick counterattack, instead get counterattacked themselves.
An even more uncomfortable situation here for the Monks as Strobe pulls off the second goal. It's his second and Arctic's second. 1 minute 35 remains. 2 goals separating these two teams. Not too much to come back from, but it seems like Strobe has found his form once again, sitting on 470 points already. If this was an online game jam, that would be 940 points, which anyone that I know is quite happy to end a ranked game on. But no, here Strobe is looking for more, and I'm sure the Monks are as well. Not anyone there to pick it up in the middle. Strobe, unfortunately, can't reach that. Bad Monk can't get that past Melox. There's a shot coming out, but Strobe picks it up. Is looking to send that downfield. He's broken the 500 points mark here. And well, it looks like he could do even more.
And if he had the rocket pass and also the weekly wins, my God, by the end of this, swimming in experience points, maybe even getting those extra ranks. Hope everyone else is getting theirs as well. Still will be going, I think, until the end of November, that'll be. But back on the field, Monks, really, they put themselves in this situation themselves. Those first 2 games could have gone either way. Instead, they went the Arctic's way. And now, after one game that they really shot at their opponents, it's back to your usual business. And Arctic Gaming, even in this one, just got barely past. Sad Monk might score this, or even with a passing play. I didn't expect another pass, but they pull it off and straight off the post. 17 seconds. Bacon, this might be important purely because you've seen how many times they've scored out of kickoff. This is their territory.
And Muffins on the follow-up. Bad once again, the first man touch. If he can kill it in the center, he has. Sad in this time going for the follow-up. Unfortunately, that's not working so well. Muffins does get up into the corner. Melox pops up high. He's looking to get it cleared. And this is a very good clearance all the way downfield. No! It's gone completely against the Monks on the line, but it don't matter. Arctic are taking it. They've had to work for it, we'll say today, as Arctic get the win of the series 3-1. Monks, a bit like Elvets in that last series, have done very well today, but not well enough to take the win overall.
Yeah, it is. They've come 3 times this close to winning this one, or at least bringing this into the overtime. Not to be. And really, at the very end, that one kickoff attempt by them, man, they just weren't trusting it. They had the perfect setup. Bam. Ball stuck in the middle of the field. Great. Cheetah player following it all. Fantastic. But seemingly, he just got a little bit too flustered and thought, oh my God, I'm in a perfect position. Oh, no. And then Arctic, all they need to do, and I think what Melox really did, he kept the ball in the air for as long as possible within the air dribble, making sure the timers run down, and Monk couldn't even do anything. Almost conceded the goal at the end there, which wouldn't mean anything, but still would mean that the Monks would come back home with a defeat even rougher tasting than what they had just now.
So, we're halfway through this evening. 2 series down. We saw Savet take down Elvets, and Arctic have just knocked over the Monks. They have to go back to their peacefulness, it seems, for another week. So, let's see. Swiss Incredible Rebels versus Whiffmasters. Whiffmasters, a very solid run so far, and Swiss Incredible Rebels sitting 3-1. They're doing pretty good themselves. Let's see who comes out on top after this break, because we've got to go set the series up. Be patient, guys, at home. We'll be back after this.